Hey everyone, happy 10-year anniversary of Ryder's Legacy. My name is Keenan Lash and I was the producer on that film. I think that was my title. It was 10 years ago. I also played King Gablano. If that wasn't my title, it should have been. In my memory, I produced that movie. You know, I didn't know at the time. We didn't know anything about making movies, but I do know that I emailed everyone to find out everyone's schedules. Producing when you're 12 is mostly like, when can your mom drive us to the park? But that was important because we did have to get to the park because we had to paint myself green and attack Ethan with a prop sword. That's the memory of most of my time in middle school. Is my face is green and I'm trying to kill Ethan.
What a dream. I don't know my lines.
Oh my god.
What a dream. Wait. Did anyone come? Guess not. Father rented these cabins, so I can't understand why no one's come looking for their money. 9 years is a long time to rent something. Well, there's another day of my pointless life. Wasted.
Wasted.
Here we go. It's almost evening. I better go get dinner. It's almost evening. I better go get dinner. Cut!
My name is Ethan McAtee.
My name is Ted Katina.
I'm Matt.
Hi, I'm Tim.
I am the writer and director and creator of Ryder Legacy.
And I played Jamie Zalfo in Ryder's Legacy.
And I played her awesome father. No, I didn't. I played Ryder's awesome father.
We have the same father.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I was a goblin. I was several goblins, or maybe I was the same goblin. But most of my work was behind the camera, filming it. I think I filmed like some of it, if not most of it. I think, and I did some of the effects, just various other ways to help out.
I had this idea for a script, a film about a young boy on a quest to avenge his parents and overthrow this evil goblin empire.
It seemed like a combination of a little bit of Lord of the Rings, a little bit of Harry Potter, a little bit of all sorts of stuff, a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't know much about it, but it seemed like it would be a blast to film. So we went out to Knox Park, to the woods, to all sorts of places to put on makeup, make swords, and start wielding them at each other and tell stories.
It was intimidating, certainly, to look at this vast story we had to tell and think about how we were going to make it happen. But essentially, we just went out into the woods with a script, a camera, and some costumes and props, and made it happen. We had a job to do, but we got to hang out together in the woods, and by a creek, and just run around with swords and play off each other in scenes. And it was one of the most fun summers of my life, still to this day.
Ryder's Legacy really meant a lot to all of us. It feels good to have when you're a group of children like that. it felt cool that we almost had like a group project that we were doing that wasn't for a grade, it was just for fun. I mean, a lot of days of filming was just like, let's go get pizza and hang out. We had something to do.
The thing I must remember, I think, is filming out at Knox
Yeah.
and working like a side camera for that or whatever, because there were a couple cameras going.
Some days were really, really cold and it was snowing. I was running around in shorts. Other days it was hot and the goblins were in these sweatshirts and sweatpants and the makeup was dripping down their faces. But at the end of the day, it was so much fun to just be out there together and making art and telling these stories.
But I remember like just being in that wooded area up the hill, and I always think of that when we take a walk up there. Like Mom and I were up there 2 weeks ago or whatever, and it just sort of reminded me of that time. And that was in the fall, actually. That was like September.
Yes.
Or whatever.
It was.
It was kind of a cold day, but
It was cool.
And-
I had gloves. I don't think anybody
right.
else did.
And I remember like Mac and Jacob and Ted being like, you know, warriors coming up. And I don't think that ever made film, but they had to slog through all the wet,
Oh my god, yeah.
mucky junk and
In the high grass and whatever. Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the scenes down in Ethan's cellar
Oh, that's
when we were
right.
making our escape.
It was in like the middle of the summer.
That was the summertime
Yeah.
one, yes.
And it
that
was nice to be in the basement.
Yeah.
We told my grandmother we were filming a movie, and she goes, "Oh, movies. I have a camera. Do you want to use it?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." So she gives me this camera from probably the 1800s, and it weighs approximately 400 pounds. And then we're like, "Oh, we'll use this. We won't test it, because that's unnecessary. But we'll use it to film this scene in this abandoned cabin on Zach Warning's property." The cabin, by the way, in my memory, it takes 2 hours to hike there. And the entire 2-hour hike, I am carrying this 400-pound camera. And we get to set. It doesn't work. It doesn't turn on, I don't think. Or no, it did turn on, but it had to be plugged in. It couldn't hold a charge. And the cord was like 2 inches long. So it was entirely useless. And then Ethan's like, "Oh, I got my flip camera. That's probably what we're going to use anyway." He's like, "Oh, you're right." It was totally useless that I brought this thing all the way up this mountain.
One time we filmed after school because we were all in middle school at the time, so we could walk down to the creek. And,
Okay, right.
And we filmed after school, and we had all our props and our schoolwork and whatever, and we had to like ask permission from the school to bring like the prop swords in. Like we had to like put them in a garbage bag and like I had to take it on the bus or whatever, and we had to like walk down afterwards.
I remember
So
that.
it's just with our like backpacks and our books and whatever, and also like a big plastic sword in a trash bag.
Right.
It feels like Ryder's Legacy was my entire childhood. Ryder's Legacy is the reason I had all my friends, all my lifelong friends I'm still friends with. It's the reason I met all of them. It felt like we worked on Ryder's Legacy from when we were 12 to when we were 17.
That and Time Shifter and making a bunch of movies afterwards kind of kick-started our teenage filmmaking childhood. So it's really crazy looking back on it. It's just very strange because like this is the only type of hobby that teenagers have where just everything is so well documented and preserved and everything. I mean, we have like hundreds of gigabytes, if not terabytes, of just footage of us like making movies just for random stories that we wanted to tell. So it's so well preserved and there's so much of it that looking through files or putting in a DVD or something and watching it, it's just you turn it on and you are 13 years old again, and it's like nothing changed because everything was just captured so well. But yeah, that went by quick. That was a whole 10 years. We're still here. We're still telling stories, and we still love making this art.
I think what Ryder's Legacy means to me, and the reason I'm still celebrating it 10 years later, is it is this great culmination of a journey. That's what the film's about. The film is about Ryder and Jamie on this journey together to slay, Gablano and defeat the Goblin Empire. That's sort of what the process of making this film was, too. We were all here on this great quest to make this film, and this journey through the story of Ryder's Legacy to slay the final monster, the final boss of getting the film done. We did it, just like Ryder did. Spoilers, I guess. It's a 10-year-old movie.
We are filming at Knox, as we always were filming at Knox. It's where we film. We had just wrapped, and we're like, oh, let's just go get pizza. So I was going to walk down from Knox to get to John and Mary's, I think we're going, in East Aurora. But we didn't, pack any of the stuff up or change. So I'm still wearing, that Goblin Crest hoodie, and my face is still green, and we're all carrying swords, and Finn's got, pots and pans, because we filmed, the camping scene, and there's just, loose beans somewhere, and we're all just walking just right down Main Street, just right in the village. So people are watching, and we see there's a large group of children crawl out of the woods with their faces painted green, and Ethan's face was all battle scarred, I'm pretty sure. And they have no idea what's going on. Why would you ever just assume, oh, they're probably filming a movie? You would if you saw any of the equipment, but the flip phone fit into a pocket, and the sound equipment was in a backpack, so we look just like insane children crawling out of the woods on a Saturday afternoon. But I remember walking through the street, and there was definitely people looking at us weird, people honking. And we were passing people we knew in school, and they're like, what the fuck are those guys doing? And none of us gave a shit. No one cared. It was the best day ever. We were 12 years old. We finished making a movie. It was an amazing day, and we were right not to care. Who cares what anybody else thinks about you? That movie started the film career of at least 3 people. Tegatina, Ethan McAtee, and I all went on to do film in college, and we're all actively pursuing a career in film now.
I hope there's still a bunch of amazing stories that we haven't told yet and are about to begin, and hopefully everything will turn out all right.
That was, an interesting process. I mean, as you got to see how things work.
For 10 years, I've gotten to share Ryder's Legacy with people, which is pretty incredible. Now I've got The Stolen Stone coming out, which is a prequel to Ryder's Legacy, and I get to share that story with people too. And so I think that's what I feel most fortunate about, is that I get to tell stories in this world that I love so much, Theldin, with people I love so much. So to everyone who's been a part of the films, the cast and the crew and my parents and all the parents who drove us to sets and let us use their backyards or houses for locations, to everyone who's been so supportive over the past decade of me telling stories, thank you forever and ever and ever. Thank you. I couldn't do it without all the help that I've got. So 10 years since Ryder's Legacy. That's amazing. I am still so proud of this film. I think it's certainly got flaws, as every piece of art does, but the fact that we were 12, 13 years old and managed to pull off such an incredible achievement is something I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life.
Alright, ready, and go.
Honestly, Ryder, you could stay up all night, but I would not advise it. Probably wouldn't be running into some trouble soon, so I'd suggest you get some sleep. Sounds like a good idea, right?
Right. I'll see you in the morning, Jamie. Alright, and that's it. That's it?
The other memory is Zach Warning. Zach Warning was setting out to make bloopers. And first of all, I remember a lot of them just failing. I was like, what did you just do? But the one that he was determined to do was make the Ryder's Legacy song, which was just him repeating Ryder's Legacy over and over again, 100 times, to the beat of that one song had just come out, Friday. It was to the Ryder's Legacy. It was to the tune of Friday. And that one stuck. That was funny. And then we just made him do it all the time. Alright, gotta cut. Ryder's Legacy song. Good work. Next scene.
Yeah, waking up in the morning, got my Ryder's Legacy watching again. Getting on the bus, go in the front seat, sitting in the front seat, watching Ryder's Legacy. Gotta watch it in the front seat so I can get my mind off. Straight
Happy 10-year anniversary, everyone.
Happy Ryder's Legacy
Happy
Day,
Ryder's
everybody.
Legacy Day, everybody.
Happy Ryder's Legacy Day.
Happy Ryder's Legacy Day.